Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining. Today we're going to have an overview, hopefully brief, about a common topic in public speaking and communication coaching, a common question mark for most of my clients, which is gestures, to gesture or not to gesture. And I want to talk about that because I think there's some rules of thumb out there that are incorrect. And I want to talk to you about why. And I want to talk to you about effective gesturing, what you're supposed to do, what options you have. And if you have repressed yourself for so long that you can no longer gesture, I'm going to tell you a couple ways that you can get it kickstarted. So the question, do I gesture? Do I not gesture? Many clients come to me and they say, I record myself and I just see myself moving my hands too much. And how do I get rid of that? So I would say yes, if it feels way too distracting, then we can find ways to align your gestures with your body language. But my main takeaway is that gestures in and of themselves are actually a good thing. It's a way that our body can amplify our expression. It comes natural to most of us. There is definitely a link between our brain and our hands. So gesturing helps us to think better. It helps us to find our words. It helps us to clarify what we're saying. We're all speaking impromptu all the time. So we need to give ourselves support to actually help ourselves articulate our thoughts and communicate them and create emphasis when we need to. So gesturing overall is a good thing. And I ask that you support it in yourself, that you allow yourself to gesture. When we gesture, we often feel more like ourself. Often that's the feeling that we're looking for in our communication. Because when we stand up in front of a group, we're leading a meeting, we're having a conversation where the stakes are high, we often feel out of our body. We often don't feel like our normal, confident self. And so, one way to bring you back into your body, into your confident self, is to gesture like you would if you were having a coffee date with a dear friend. So, doing the exterior of that ease and comfort, confidence can help you to facilitate that feeling to come into those situations when you don't feel so confident or comfortable in your own skin, when the stakes are usually higher and there's a little more nerves and anxiety. So, in general, gesture. That is your answer. Now, gesture needs to be in alignment. When it's flowing, when gesture is flowing in our body and it makes sense to our audience, it's in alignment with the rest of our body language, with the tone of our voice, and with our content. You don't want to see somebody gesturing and it has no idea, no correlation with what they're saying. That's just distracting. So, from my point of view, gesture is only distracting when it's not in alignment with what the person is saying. When it's in alignment, it's just kind of a natural extension of their words, of their emotions, of the meaning that they're trying to communicate. So we'll move to that. What is gesture? Gesture can be used in a few ways. So gesture can be used to amplify your emotion, your expression, a single word. You've got one idea that you want to communicate. You can see that I'm just really trying to amplify with my gestures. That's one reason we gesture. Another reason we gesture is to create order. So to communicate our structure. I have 3 points that I want to make. I'm going to take you first here, then we're going to move to here, and then we're going to end here. Um, that's the second reason we gesture. The third reason we gesture is we like to paint a picture. Imagine that the future is full of possibilities. I'm painting a picture in front of you, or I might be talking about, telling a story and saying there was a tree over here and there was a door over here. So I'm painting a picture in front of myself, in front of you, so that you can step into my vision. That's also very effective. So, those are the 3 reasons that are probably the main reasons why we gesture. And it's just nice to have that in your mind so that you understand that you have a variety of choices when you are moving your hands. Um, There's a couple other ways to start to get yourself to align your gesture with your content, your body language. And what I'm going to have you do now is just start moving your hands with me, because really you just have to start. And once you start, your body honestly has the intelligence that it will take over at some point and it'll start aligning your gestures, but you have to kickstart it. You got to start somewhere. So I start my clients often with this gesture, which I call splashing water on my face. So you might notice that it is upward movement and open palms. And when we do this, there's a positive energy that we bring. We always want to be bringing positive energy to a situation, a conversation. Obviously, we want to be showing that we have nothing to hide. So we keep our palms open and mainly towards our audience. So this kind of incorporates all of that. You can practice splashing water on your face while you're speaking. And it's very gentle, it's very natural, organic, and it seems to align with most people. So hopefully you're doing this with me right now. Don't worry, other people who you're talking to in the future will not know that you are practicing splashing water on your face. This will just kind of like flow with your words. It will look more natural, is what I'm trying to say. Okay. Another way you can think about kickstarting your or jumpstarting your gestures is by thinking that you're laying your information for the other person on a shelf in front of you. So you can say, I have this idea, or what do you think about this offer? Or, we're going to start with this challenge. We're going to work on this problem today. So you can see I'm just gently laying the information on a shelf in front of me, and it feels very inviting to you, right? My palm is open towards you. And also, it feels very simple, not distracting, very organized. And this is another way to think about using your gestures. We always want to think about inviting other people in. You might notice some people who gesture with their palms facing their bodies, and it looks very weird, as you can see right now, kind of like little chipmunk hands or like alien hands or something, maybe more automated. But it's also very self-focusing, right? So there's like almost a selfish feeling when somebody's gesturing like this. They're self-oriented. You might notice somebody talking like this, and it's their body language is saying it's all about me. So as we're communicating, we're usually seeking to make connection. We're usually seeking to create a dynamic, create some type of generative like cycle of energy here. And so you can think about offering to somebody else and bringing it back to you, offering it to somebody else and bringing it back to you. If there are other people in the room that you're speaking about, you can go ahead and bring them in, gesture them in. And that's a really nice way to create a synergy in a room, in a group, and that's very beneficial as well. So, um, I guess the final thing I want to say about gesturing is that we do have a stage, right? That our audience sees us on. So if you are working virtually, you have this frame, which I call the frame of authority. You can really gesture anywhere in this frame. And when you are seeking to build more authority, more communicate more confidence, communicate more executive presence, communicate more presence, you want to think about taking up more space with your body, with your voice, with your eye contact, with your energy. And this is one way to do it, gesturing while taking up space. And you can see I'm using the entire frame to gesture within. To I'm filling up the entire frame. While I'm doing this, I'm making space across my chest. This is one way that gesturing in this way feels natural. I have a little space underneath my armpits. So when we gesture, we really don't want to gesture here. This looks scared. This looks contracted. This is how we make ourselves look small. And when we make ourselves look small, we're also making ourselves feel small, which means that we have a hard time standing up for ideas and saying our point of view. See, I can't even speak when I'm that small. So the idea is to expand in your body, expand with your gestures, and this will help your energy, your confidence to expand as well. So take a few moments, play with your gestures, and see if you can just take one conversation a day and just gesture while you're speaking, whether you're on the phone so they can't see your face, or virtually or in person, this works. when you gesture and move your body in this way, even if the person can't see you, they're going to hear the modulation in your voice. It brings energy to your voice. So, this is a way to get you out of monotone and get you into something that's a little more engaging to listen to. So, have fun, keep moving that body, gesture, play, and see what it does for you. Let me know in the comments below if you're able to do this and if this feels really helpful to you. And also if you have any questions, because I know there's specific questions about body language and gesturing that I'd love to answer. Thanks so much for watching and joining me. I'll see you next time.